Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Twisted Paper Studio. How are you? I hope you're all well. I'm going to kind of transition from yesterday's video into today, and then we'll do a little something. But I did have some insights on some of the people who viewed my video, and then also some messages, unboxing messages, so that I got to and I answered. I did want to go over a few more things in reference to junk journaling or journaling, however you want to say it. Our time has evolved, so there are many more things than there used to be. First, I want to wish beautiful blessings, so I'll go ahead and wish beautiful blessings to, Mimi's Keepsake, Kathy Spalding, and Coy Slayton. Beautiful blessings to you. Thank you for watching and joining my channel. Let me turn on my timer and we'll go ahead and press start and we're going to get going. So, I have some things out on my desk. The term junk journal came long ago, and it was when we used different things to make our journal out of junk, things we had around the house. Now, yesterday I showed you a journal, and here, I'll bring it up. This junk journal, which you don't see any junk on the outside of it, but it was made from one of these boxes, the journal. And then the scraps, you know, a fabric. I bought them, yes, I did. I bought them from Rachel at Roxy Creations. They're beautiful. But they were probably in somebody's attic, and somebody wanted to get rid of them. That's why they were for sale, because a child or a parent or a husband or a mother or the wife said, these are junk. Who wants these? I don't want these anymore. Let's get rid of them, or let's throw them out, or let's sell them. However you want to look at junk, because we all perceive junk. Everyone perceives junk as something different. What could be a treasure to you if you asked your husband, if you asked your child, to them, it's junk. This entire folder right here, this entire packet, everything in here, every single thing in here was in someone's trash. That's right. I went dumpster diving. I took it. No, I'm just kidding. But I did. It was someone's trash. This was in someone's trash. Trash. And it was probably in an attic somewhere that somebody else looked at it and said, this is junk. But who are we to say what's junk to someone else? Because to somebody else, this is junk. So this is for a junk journal to me. But then the people who call them junk journals, are trying to think of junk like this, today. Today's junk. Today's junk in our house. But this was junk in someone's house too. It's just that in our artist's mind and our eclectic selves, that we have become and evolved from this junk to this junk. Somebody saw a dollar sign somewhere, and it's true. People of a nostalgic nature that go and collect these things, the prices went up for journalers, because now we use this in our journals. Before, we didn't. We just used these kinds of things and these kinds of things in our mail, okay? But these things in our mail, okay, all this stuff in our today's mail in our house, this was today's mail in someone else's house in a later date. So it's still junk to the average person who doesn't do what we do. This and this is both junk. The only difference is the age. This is from today. This is from yesterday. That's it. It's still junk. It's still a junk journal. You're still using it as junk. Now, if you want to get technical, really, really technical, digitals are junk too. Because all it is a copy of something that's old and somebody made it into art. So, I mean, technically, just because it's printed out on today's paper, it's still junk. Somebody took these pictures and put a flower on it and created and put a heart here and put the date stamp there and the stamp, and now guess what? Now you can print it out 100 times and use it, but it was still made from junk. It was still made from junk. That's all. I just wanted to say that. Because junk is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, I don't think this is junk. This is treasure to me. But you know, my kids, they wouldn't hesitate to throw this out because to them, this is junk. This is just garbage. It's just taking up space. It's not clean and cohesive, and it's in the way, and it has no meaning to them. They don't know these people. We don't know these people either, but we imagine about them, and we put them in our books, right? We make up stories. We're storytellers. We're imaginary artists. We create things out of our imagination. This book is gorgeous, don't you think so? I mean, it's beautiful, right? It's gorgeous. The papers inside are gorgeous. They may not be rag paper, but they're gorgeous. The diagrams on them, the pictures on them, the feeling of the paper. Okay, this was in someone's trash. I took it out of their trash, went and picked it up. They offered me the box. They know what I did. They said, this is trash. Well, it's not trash to me, and it's not trash to you. But this is junk. Even though if I used it, why couldn't I call it a junk journal? How do they know that this wasn't someone's garbage? It's junk. It was junk to them, but it's not to me, which makes it just a nostalgia piece. It's just junk. And this, where's that box? Anything here. This, it becomes nostalgia because it was yesterday's things. It's old. It's done with. It was going to get thrown away. We're just giving it a new purpose and a new life and making something from it. So as far as, you know, what a junk journal is perceived, yeah, you want to say that it's garbage. It's something that you were going to throw away. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you personally be throwing away. It could be something that in someone else's house, they would be throwing away. Someone else's, you know, house that where their parents passed away and they have, you know, 100 years of things up in their attic. That's junk too, even though we know it's not junk, or we don't use it as junk. We use it to make things pretty in our journals. This bag right here, I bought these bags. You know, these things are, I don't know if there's a, is this 2009? Well, these were old, so these are so old. My son painted on here. Well, I still haven't used it in a journal, but you know what? If I were to die tomorrow, well, hopefully I don't, and I can continue on for a while and see my grandchildren born. But this to someone else is junk. It's not anything pretty, but to me it means the world. And to me, I would never throw this away. But this to somebody else, not me, it's junk. So junk is in the eye of the beholder, the person who's creating, the person who actually is in the, junk is in the eye, into the other eye is junk. To you, whatever the creator is having to create with, is making it beautiful, pretty, workable, usable in your journals. I mean, yes, this is the traditional junk because this was derived from long ago to be creative with instead of throwing it away, or to use less money instead of buying something from the store. it could be mixed together with the things that you buy from the store. The, do I have any up here? The little things that you buy for your scrapbooking, for things like that. I mean, these things are embellishments to add to your junk. They can be put in. You can mix it together. If you're making something with junk, no one says that you can't put in something. Oh, I hit the camera. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just check that it's not crooked. And no one says that you can't mix these in with your junk. No one says that. And if you're calling it a junk journal, you can call it that. It doesn't have a name. We've evolved. We have evolved. It's a journal. It's a pretty journal. It's a beautiful journal. It's a writing journal. It's an art journal. It's a junk journal. It's whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to, you don't have to think that it was all your trash to be a junk journal or to be a journal. It's like we've evolved. That's all I can say. If you can follow along with me. And I may get haters, so don't you be hating on me, because I'm just teaching. There's a lot of new people who have picked up this hobby and who support our channels and buy our digitals and maybe don't have the past history of what this has become. And that's quite all right. That's okay, because we're here to carry it on. A junk journal doesn't have to be defined in using a cereal box or using stuff from around the house, because you can add other things to it, because honestly, this is somebody else's junk. But guess what? It's someone else's junk from a different country. That's all. It was junk to them, and we liked it, so we bought it and we put the $ on it. We did. Us makers, we put the $ on the other items because they're in demand. People like them. And so what? It's a little bit of shining time for all other people to get involved, to either who collect it or want to use it or can take something and do something with it. So we're recycling it. That's what I see as far as that putting a label on what's called a junk journal, because my kids would throw all this away. To them, this is junk. It's complete junk. My ex-husband probably would have threw it away too. It's junk. It's junk to them. To us, it's not. We make something what it is. We make it out of what it is. All right, let's get started, shall we? I just wanted to go over that so that you guys could have a little bit of a different insight from us artists, from anyone. You can be an artist and use all the Cheerio boxes. And that's the only thing your journal is Cheerio boxes, is boxes and receipts. That's your art. That becomes, it's not junk anymore after that. It becomes just a posh, piled together journal, which is how the word junk journal came along. You just put whatever you wanted into, like junk soup. You make a soup, you put everything in there. It's just a soup that you mix all the stuff together and you eat it because it's good. So you look at it because it's beautiful. All right, now let's move along here. I hope that helps out a lot of people, because there's no word. I mean, I named my journals. I have names for them. Each different size that I make, each different one that I have, I named them. And you don't have to call it a junk journal if you don't want to, if you're thinking in the old sense, in the old form of the word. But to be honest, if you're using all these things that you purchase, just because you purchased them doesn't make it not junk. Because somebody's selling these because we made them valuable. We made them valuable. And 20 years ago, a nostalgia, maybe these would have been sold in some places or things like that. But half the people, imagine how many people threw things away because there was no use for them. There was nothing at that time. 20, 30 years ago. Imagine all the paperwork today. But then again, 20, 30 years ago, these were newer. And they were just trash. They were taking up space. All right. So I have some digitals here. I have a custom order. So I'm just going to get started and working on it with you and re-go over the corset binding that I did with you all once before. What I did, this is my blue kit. I have a pink skinny journal kit and a blue skinny journal kit. And each of the kits that I have comes with a tall skinny form of printable paper, digitals. And then it also comes with a smaller trifold document. Now it's not a huge trifold document, it's a smaller one so that you can fit this in your tall skinny journal. I have a pink kit and a blue kit. They're two different kits, but each kit comes with the small and the big in one kit. So you can print two different things, you know, to make a journal. So let's see. I'm going to go with, I picked out the papers already. So I'm going to just start. I have some digitals. I'll go ahead and get them folded. Now, some of these are not ready for my digitals yet. So like this is not in the kit and neither is this. But however, the images are in the kit, and I believe there's a few backers in there as well. But you can also use your own backers or someone else, another artist's backers. You can use those too. Okay. I hope I have enough time to accomplish this today. I'm going to, do I want to put that in there? Let me take the smaller ones out first, and we'll do that after. Right now I'm just going to focus on getting the journal itself done and ready. That's good for there. And this is, this was a request for an original. So these documents are originals. They are not photocopies. The only thing that is photocopy is the digitals. Most are original pieces. Well, all are original pieces. Original book pages, original ledger sheets. Yes, it was a special custom order. Okay, and like that, and this is gorgeous, isn't it? You guys can do this too, you know. You can take a piece of ledger paper and just take stamps and put them all over your ledger paper. Just take some old stamps and put them on. It looks pretty. It's a beautiful look. I love it. But I'm going to use it in the journal. Okay, I have this here. We have an original check. We have some original old paper. And some original onion skin paper. Some more digital. This is in the kit as well. This, I don't know if this is or not. I can't remember. I can't quite remember what paper I have as my backers. Here's an original ledger paper, another book page, an original French receipt, some more ledger, some more book page, some more checks. And these checks are original. However, they are the receipt part of it. So they're not the check itself, they're the receipt part, but they're still so gorgeous, aren't they? And some more digital. And then some onion skin receipts. Okay, so let's see how I'm going to put this together. I did somewhat sort of do this, and then I got caught up in the video for the to learning how to, you know, use your journal. So I did that video first before this one. I had this setup kind of picked out. I'm just trying to get my digitals here. I mix it up so that there's heaviness where the onion skin paper are, and there is digitals placed out sporadically throughout. So we'll put this here, and there's a book page there and a ledger paper there. Let's put that other onion and another onion skin paper. We'll put that here so that there's leverage, you know. You don't want to possibly put two onion skin papers together because it could probably rip easy. And then of course I'm going to have to take this down in length. And then what do I want as my center? Do I want this digital? Maybe. Do I want this ledger? I think I like the ledger as the center. And then I have to add in some book page. So we'll add this book page in here to break this up from the digital and the ledger. And then, let's see. I have this check here. We'll put this here. And I just got to make sure because I think there were two. And you don't, yeah, there are. Maybe I'll use this for collage instead. And collage on some of the papers. And I'll put in a receipt. I'll put that in a pocket. I'll use that as collage. I don't want to do, this is a tall skinny journal, so I really kind of don't want to do any envelopes in the pockets. I mean, they're nice to do, but it's going to get bulky real fast. I'd rather just pin an envelope in, use a clasp or something, and then maybe I'll just make a hinged piece for that. And then we'll get that in a different way. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. So now that I have made my pages the way I want them to go, and these are all going to be pieces to put in along the way and make our ephemera from. We'll go over that in a second. I need to try to get this so that it stays in here good. So I need to adjust my papers and fold them up in different sizes. Let me put this on the side. Hopefully nothing falls. This is what I'm going to use to bind it. And I'm gonna put the check on the front. I'm thinking there were two checks that I was using. And then I have some original ephemera to use for decoupage because they're very fragile, so I'm not going to put them in the book. But see, these were in someone's garbage, you guys. They were. There's no need for them in today's date in this world, other than us junk journals, us art makers. There's no need. Okay, let's take a look at how this is going to go. I'm going to lay these this way so that I know that my next page is going in next. And this fits rather well in here. So I'm going to trim it down though so that it fits. Well, do I want to trim it? Because see, with this being as thin as it is, a lot of folding's gonna occur in these tall, skinny journals. But you know what? We could even bring this way and fold it a little bit more this way instead of folding the back and the front, and just fold there. There, now it's thinner. Okay, we got that. Then we have the digital. I'm just gonna check that I don't have to slim this down some. I think I do, because of the fact that my page had to slim it down just a little bit to make it even all around. So let me get my cutter. I'm sorry to have to do that to you guys, but I need my cutter out. And we're just gonna trim a little bit off the top and a little bit down the side. Okay. I'm gonna check this out and then we'll go from there. I'm probably gonna do the rest that way. Okay. That seems to be good. Maybe just a little bit thinner. And then we'll get started in cutting the rest of them. We'll use this as my measurement. I'm just going to go a tiny bit thinner because remember, it's going to get more bulky as we go, as the pages go. And we don't necessarily want that in the journal. I like the way that looks. I'm going to keep it. And it's okay if some stick out just a tiny bit. I like the way this looks. And this I'm going to have to probably cut down. Yes. And we don't have to. I could go like this, bring it over, and then fold it at the midline. Fold it at the midline, and then fold it again. And I could possibly make pockets. So let me see if I could do that now. So we have some pockets in here. Do I want it? I'll have them go up. Like that. And maybe I'll fold this way. Excuse me. So I like these little things here, but that's going to go inside the pocket. And I need scissors. I need little, here we go, little scissors. I'm actually going to take this off and I'll use it to collage somewhere else. In the journal. Look how pretty. And I'll just bring this up. So now it's a pocket page. Okay, so let's go back here to what we were doing. And these little things sticking out is okay. Okay, now we have the digital. So we know we have to take some off the top and the sides. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll put that in. And then we have this. This is onion skin. I'm going to go ahead and remove this side. Well, no, it's really thin, so I won't do that. I'll refold it so that we can keep it all, because it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. It has all these beautiful stains all over it, like we would try to get from something rusted. I'm going to move this over some so I can work here. Put that in there like that and fold it back. We can fold it back on itself or you can fold it in. I always have a tendency to fold it back on itself, and then sometimes when I go through the book, after I'm finished, I'll change it up. And I have no problems with making multiple folds in my papers because it gives it more authenticity and feeling. And the feeling and the sound of the journal is just scrumptious. Okay, there we go. How's that looking? It's looking well. And I like all this stuff sticking out. This is on file folder, so it's sturdy. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I will be able to get everything in here. Hopefully. that I chose. Okay, let's keep going. So this one, I do want to keep the whole thing, so I am going to bring it this way. I'm just trying to make them slimmer so that I can keep the whole document in the journal, the whole piece, because it is a slim journal. Okay, now this ledger paper, I'm going to do the same thing. Move it this way. If I can get the, if I can get it. Bloopers. I'll move it this way. And then we'll bring it this way. Okay. I'll do a pocket again, so that we can have some place in the journal to put some things. Okay, and I'll leave that piece on, and I'll go ahead and take that long section off. And I'm just gonna tear it to make the authenticity. Maybe I'll leave that for now. Maybe I might. I like the edge of it. I might leave that. Maybe we can have a tuck right there or something dangling off the side. So let me put this away in there. Okay. And now we have this piece. This has an original staple in it. It's like copper. It's so pretty. And this is just onion skin, so maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll fold them in this time, so we can keep the whole thing, because these are original papers and they're gorgeous. Okay, now we have another digital, and we already know that I have to take off some of the, let's do some of the bottom and on the side. Okay. And here we have another ledger paper. Let's do the same thing. Make it a little skinnier. I don't know I'm going to make a pocket in this one. I think it's getting bulky. Maybe I'll just leave the back on. And I'll use the other portion of it. I can either do a flip or something creative with collage. And we'll do this around 11. There we go. And now we have some more onion skin paper, and we know we can keep this because it's thin. So I'll just go ahead and bring in pieces. It's just something beautiful to look at, and it makes a pretty noise in the journal. The onion skin paper. I have this as beautiful writing. Maybe we'll use the blank side, and then we can open it up to the writing. Okay. And this one. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think this is thin enough. And then we have our center. I'm going to have to take a look at that and see what I want to do. I'll bring this back in front of me and then mash all these down so that we can get them all in here as best we can. These are all original documents and some digitals. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that it's not so tall. Now, see, some of these are sticking out more. I may even have to go slimmer. I do. I have to go a tiny bit slimmer. And I'm just going to check. So I need to go shorter on this one, this onion skin. So we're just going to take some off the bottom, because it's too tall. I'll put it in somewhere else. And then check it again. Keep checking. So this digital looks to be a bit long. I'm going to have to take off a bit for that. I am going to smash it down more, but I'm just going to take off a tiny bit, just a sliver. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's fold it in so I don't have to take off too much more. So we can still get the prettiness of the whole thing. I'm going to bring this in. There we go. Okay. This seems to be a bit tall too. Take off a little bit of the bottom. All right, let's check it again before I put away my trimmer. And if something's sticking out and you don't want to cut any more off, don't be afraid to fold it back. Don't. It's quite all right to fold it back. Trying to see. And make sure you push it in good, because remember, these are all papers that you got to work with. So they're not, you have to have them make a memory of where you want them to be. They're not accustomed to being in this position. Okay. So, this is nice. I like this. I like it a lot. Now I'm going to definitely take my center now and see if we can't reserve the whole thing. I'm thinking that we can, just like we did everything else. I'm going to take this and fold it. I got to make it a little bit thinner though, because of the fact that it's on the inside, the middle signature. So it's going to have a little less space to move around. I can re-glue on these things after. And I'm going to bring this back so that the customer can see the whole full piece of ledger paper in the center of the journal. I don't think I'm even going to make any pockets. But maybe I'll make some pockets at the end piece. Let's do this at 11, just about 11. Okay. Oops. Put that there. Oh, yeah. See? Look how pretty. That's my center. All right. Now, the tricky part. The tricky part. We're going to do a corset binding. So, you need your crocodile and a ruler. Keep all these good bits because they're usable. Then you need your ruler, and you need some heavy-duty clips that's going to make your paper stay in place. Make sure they're down and they're good and they're fitting good and everything's right. You want to make sure they're really tight in there, because you're going to be punching a hole to make the ribbon go through. And you need to make sure that these are placed really, really tight in there, because of the fact that if they're off, your ribbon pushing your ribbon through, well, you'll have troubles because your holes will be off if your papers move. And you don't want that. That's one thing you don't want. I'm sorry, I did it again. My phone is plugged in because my battery was dying. I hope I'm in there. Okay. I apologize for keeping hitting it. So I keep hitting the wire on accident. Okay. Now we have that done. we got our clips. So let's try to smash this down as best we can and get it all in its place, because it is fitting just exact, almost. Pretty exact, and there's no room for error around the edges. You know, normally we have a little bit of room around the edges. I personally don't have it in this one. I do in my other journals, but not in this one, because of the fact that I tried to jam everything in here. Okay. Now, they're pretty much good down in there. Real, real good. And now you want to take a look at your spine. So your paper, this is far back here. The middle paper, this ledger, it's up here almost. So I don't know if you could see. So my holes have to be here. They have to be over so that I can get my ribbon through. And it won't make much of a difference. If you want to do your journal wider, you personally, go right ahead. There's no rules. Remember, that's the #1 rule, is there's no rules. I'm just giving you a guideline. Let me get out another clip. I'm just giving you a guideline to make your corset binding. And then also, if you do it on a hardcover journal, don't go through the whole thing. Do your hardcover journal pieces first, and then line your paper up with your pencil, and you'll go through each one with your paper underneath, and then you'll make a dot, and then you'll put your holes in your hardcover. I can do one with you. I think I did one on like a quick video. Okay, I'm going to start this procedure. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to get my middle starting point. So let's see. This is just about 11 inches, right? So I know that 5.5 will be my starting point in my middle, because I'm going to bring it up just a line here and make 5.5 my starting point. All right, I'm going to get a pencil. Right, I'm going to get a pencil. I don't even know if I have any on my desk. I have one. It's not sharpened. Oh, the faux pas of journaling. Okay. I'll find something that won't be too dramatic on my paper. I don't want to leave a pen mark, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. Let's see, do I have pencil in here? I do. Okay, I do. All right, so at 5.5 is my center. I'm gonna make just a tiny little dot. All right, and then I'm gonna go 1 inch. 1 inch this way and 1 inch this way. I believe it was 1 inch. Oh, I gotta check. I don't remember now if it was a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. Hold on. Where's that journal? I don't remember. Is it 1 inch or 1.5 inches? Sugar. Oh, it's actually 2 inches, you guys. Oh, no, it's 1.5 inches. Okay, so it's 1.5 inches. Thank goodness I checked. So it's 1.5 inches on each side. So I'm going to cheat. I'm cheating. I'm taking my ruler and putting, so that I don't get confused, I'm putting it on an even number. Just an even number. And I'm going to do 1.5 inches down. And then I'll do it again. I'll put it on an even number. And do 1.5 inches down. Remember, I'm cheating. And then, do I have room for one more? Yes. 1.5 inches down. Okay, there's my pencil marks for that way. I'm missing a spot. Hold on. You gotta check yourself. 1.5. And then 1.5. Oh yeah. Why does that look? One looks farther than the other. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Why? One and a half. Hold on. 1.5. and then half, and a 1. I went down a little far. That's why. I apologize, you guys. 1.5. Here we go. Okay, now we have our marks. But for some reason, hold on, I'll get this, you guys. Seriously, it's hard to do this on camera. 1.5 inches. And this is 1.5 inches. And this is 1.5 inches. Why does that not look the same? Oh, well, we're going to go with it. Okay, so we're going to go 1.5 inches up. And then 1.5 inches up. And we can erase these. And then 1.5 inches up. All right, there's our marks. Oh yeah, I guess they work. Okay, you got it. This is really, really tedious. I'm trying to teach you, and I'm messing up. 1.5, and then we got a half, and a 1, and then 1.5, and then 1.5, and then 1.5, and then 1.5. Okay, so there's our marks. You can do it however you want to, however your brain works. My brain doesn't work good with numbers. Never did, and never will. I think all of us have that issue. Okay, so as long as they're in their spots, they're good, they're in their spots. I'm double checking and quadruple checking my work because of the fact that these are original documents. So if you're using original documents, make sure that you're doing and double checking and all that good stuff. I'm making sure they're pushed in really, really good. Really good. Really, really good. And then we're going to set our grommet hole maker so that it goes in at the same place. I'm not going to make a hole yet, but it goes in at the same place each time. And you know what? This isn't going to work. I need my big one. It might work. No, I'm not going to force it. It has to go in at the same place each time. I'm using ledger papers in here, and I have a lot of ledger papers, so it's not going to allow me to do what I want to with this tool. I have a different tool, and I'm going to use that. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to put you on hold while I get that tool so I don't waste any time. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Let me resume the timer. And I'm going to use this crocodile. I have 2 crocodiles. Now, you don't have to. If you want to, you can make your holes. You can take this out, make your holes in that, and then make your holes in this separate. I'm not going to. This is a custom order, so I'm going to do it the right way. All right, so now there's a measuring piece bar here on this side. You need to set your measuring piece so that your clamp, when you clamp down, you go the same distance each time. That's what you want. That's your ultimate goal. And then when the distance that you want to go is just above the very last page you inserted in your book, the middle center, just above where it creases. All right, so I'm going to actually take my pencil the makeshift way and then just get that line. I'm going to get it where I want it. All right, and it actually is right about where I put those dots, even though my eye is not precise, but I'm going to erase the dots after, but I'm going to find my place where this is going to go with my tool, and I'm going to eye it first. You see, I'm eyeing where the hole is going to be put in, and then I have to bring this up, the marker, this thing, and it's right about there is good. That's what it's telling me. And I have to pray to the crafting gods that it's right. Okay, then I'm going to go and find my pencil marks, each one that I made. And put them in there and pray that it's all, I'm going to keep praying. And then make sure it's all down. It's down in there good. You want this pushed back as far as you can go to the spine. Do not open the book because it will then it will push them out. So keep them closed, keep them down, keep them pushed in. This is just for this corset binding. It doesn't pertain to really anything else. This is just something I derived from this corset binding way. And I think I'm just going to push this back just one line and just make sure that it's on the right. Okay, you can check it without it going on the, you can check it without punching down. All right, so now I can't really see my pencil that well. So I have to put my head down to check where the pencil mark is, because in the lighting is not really that good for me to check. Maybe I can bring it up. No, that's not working. This is very thick, and I probably should have thought about this before I did the video. It's very thick. Well, I guess you're going to see my trials and tribulations from doing a thick piece. And I wish I had different lighting. Whoops. I do, actually. I do have different lighting. I'm wondering if I brought this down, if that would work. And I'll turn it on. Oh, maybe that's going to work. Okay, I'm sorry if this is in anyone's way, but I need it to be able to do this. And then you guys can, maybe it will give you guys an idea. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down, put my head down so I can see where the pencil mark is. I see it, and it's on the line, it's straight. And I'm going to go and pray to the crafting gods. And we're going to have to squeeze good. Sorry for the banging. It's a little thick. We're doing the next one now. And I'm just about where my pencil mark. And if you're a little off, it's okay. It's just going to, it's okay. Okay, let's get this in. Make sure it's straight. Oops, sorry for the banging. I can't help it. Okay, there's my pencil. There we go. I'm going to move this down and do it again. Almost done. You guys can turn this down if it's too loud. It's part of our crafting, right? I'm making sure that it's in my... Oh, look at that. I just moved it. That's bad. Bad, Donna. Bad. You're bad, 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 bad. So now you guys can see all the troubles that we go through to get these things right. You can see it. All right, so I'm going to have to find my mark again. And so that it stays. I need to move it up just one line. There we go. Yeah, okay. Ay. All right, let me get this the rest of the way. And you guys can fast forward through this if it's too much. I just want to double check that that's the right space, because this is a custom order. Okay. And these are all original documents. They are. All right, I'm going to make that loud banging noise again. I'm going to keep going. Oh, look at that. My studio's falling apart. I'm on the pencil line. I have 2 more to go. Sorry. But this is the way. And again, this is only happening because it's thick. That's the only reason why it's happening. It wouldn't be this way if you did it and it was thinner. It's thick. This is a thick journal. It has lots of original documents. Ledger pieces. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's move this light back up. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right. Take a breather. I'm going to take a breather for a minute because that was very nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking to do this and with original documents. Okay, so now all of these lines, all of these holes are in your document. Now, again, this is thick. It's a file folder cover. I tried to make it hard so that it preserves. It has a lot of original documents, original ledger pages in it. So that's the reason for all the troubles that we had. It's usually not this troublesome. And oh man, I need a needle. Here's a needle. Okay, so now the fun part is to lace it up. I have seam binding here. You can use string. You don't have to use seam binding. I do have seam binding, and I'm going to go ahead and take some out so that I have some. And I'm going to lace it up just like you would a shoe. Just exactly like you would a shoe. And you should need double the length, so that's going to be brilliantly enough. I'm going to cut it. And now, depending upon where you start your lacing is where your bow is going to be. So you can have your bow down at the bottom, or you can have your bow up at the top. I think I'm going to have my bow at the top. So I'm going to start my lacing at the bottom. Am I recording? Okay, good. So this is it. You just bring it through the bottom. And then you want to make it about halfway. So you want to do your ribbon halfway. All right? And then let me see. Let me remember this now. Bring it around so that it turns. So you came in from the back, and now you want to keep coming in from the back. So I'm going to come in from the back, and then bring it around, and then come in from the back, and I'm going to, and don't do it too tight. Please don't pull it too tight, because you want to be able to open your pages in the inside when it's done. So I'm going to bring it around, come in from the back, bring it around, come in from the back, bring it around, come in from the back, and bring it around, come in from the back. All right, now I have this excess here. That's okay, leave it there. Now I'm going to get this piece, and I'm going to thread it through the needle. You could do this with whatever needle you have. Okay, and then I'm going to come out. Oh man, did that ruin? I'm going to have to decoupage over that. Come around and bring it through the front. But try not to get your ribbon. So derive a way where you don't have to poke a hole through your ribbon, which you should be able to do. Okay, wait a second. You got to maneuver a little bit, but you want to come through the front. Hold on, I'll get it. There we go. So come around through you want to pull it through the front. That's one. And then come around and come through the front. And then come around and come through the front. Whichever way you go is the way you want to. Oopsie, now that went through the ribbon. I didn't want that. You just pull it up some. There we go. And then pull it up some, and you'll be able to put it in the bottom of the hole. Come through the front and come through the front. There we go. Okay, so now it's binded. I need to do one more. I didn't do that. I didn't do the last one. I was too excited. We don't have much time. Don't get alarmed. I'm going to stop the timer. in a second. It's going to go off. Okay, so I'm going to come around through the front on the last hole. Make sure you don't go through your ribbon. And there we go. Now we're done. Okay, move these little hole things out of the way. And there you go. That's your binding, your corset binding. And then you can tie, of course, a little bow up here and make it look so pretty. I'm going to leave the length for right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I might dangle something off of it, maybe some old keys or something like that. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to leave it that way for right now. Tie this bow back again. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that for right this minute. But we're going to take, so now this should have worked. So let's pray to the crafting gods that it worked. Okay, and then it's going to need some bending because first of all, it's a ribbon, it's not string. So you need to like get it used to itself. And there you go. Here's all your pages and they're all binded. You want to check to make sure that it went through your center. Where's my center? Here we are. And it did. It went through both sides of the center. So it's all attached very well and it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. I love it so much. And it all stayed in place. It's down deep inside. It's not sticking out. And if some of them do stick out or some of them, you know, you can go ahead and clean them up with scissors or fold them in. It doesn't quite matter. And there we go. And now I have all of this stuff. Where is it? All of this original, wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. All of this original stuff now, I'm going to be decorating it. I'm going to decorate the entire journal on the inside with all of these beautiful pieces of ephemera. And do some things. Maybe I'll do some real ephemera decorating tomorrow, and that could be tomorrow's video. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and have a beautiful, blessed day. Again, this can be done on any type of journal. You can do this on the hardcover. I did have one. Here. I did have one. This is from an old hardcover book. It was an old music book. And then what I did was I punched my holes in the hardcover first, okay? And then I took the paper and then I made my signature, placed it underneath, and then I put this on top of the signature and made my circles with my pencil through these holes. So when I cut these holes out and I put it together that way and sandwiched it on top because there is no spine here. It's an open spine. The only thing that's a spine, and you don't have to, you can make a spine, but the only thing that's holding it together is the ribbon. That's it. So this is my ribbon corset binding of an original document journal. I hope you all enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye, my crafting buddies. Have a blessed day.